the middle section, I always do this when I'm doing like twist or something like that. Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel. And today I lost my mind up in here, and decided that I wanted to put in some mini braids, and I wanted to do them on stretched hair. So the last time I did my hair in mini braids was 2012 or 13. And it was from wet hair, and it took me all day long to do them. And I was like, sis, why did I do this to myself? I will never do this again. And it's been about 8 years or so, and I have not done them again since. But I suddenly had the strong desire to do them, and I want to stretch my hair out to also get a little bit more length on them. So let me tell you how we got to this point. We got here because I stretched my hair first in jumbo twist, using the As I Am twisting cream, because I'm not gonna wash my hair for like 2 weeks or so, so I wanted a little bit of a heavier product. Then I restructured my hair into 2 large pigtails that were banded all the way down, and then I combed my hair out, and this is the result. It was still a little bit damp in here, and stretching your hair in this way doesn't give you the fully extended thing, because if you're new to my channel, I'll let you know my hair is much longer than it is appearing to be right now. But it gives me enough to work with, you know what I mean? So that's what we're gonna work with. I'm gonna section my hair off, and then I'm going to get started putting my braids. Okay, so we have the section that I wanna begin working with, which is the back. And so what I'm gonna do is, I don't really like to use combs and things. I'm not someone who cares about neat, straight parts with my hair sets. I feel like I have natural hair. The roots are gonna eventually puff up anyway, and it's a little forgiving in that way, even though I am doing stretched hair. So I'm gonna use the first section of my finger to part out my hair to get like how tall I want the section to be. So from here, all right, so that's my first row that I'm gonna do. Boop. All right, so this is my first row, and then I'm gonna do that same parting to go over. So this is how big the first braid is going to be. Now, matter of fact, you know what? Let me go ahead and do it the other way, because that way there won't be hair in my way when I get there. All right, so this is how big the first section is going to be. I am going, if you've watched my channel before, you may realize that this is very similar to how I twist my hair. It's the same way that I part my twist off. And it's just very natural to me to do my hairstyles in that way. It's just very like almost like what do they say, muscle memory. I also part my hair in the same rows to do my wash and goes, so it's very much ingrained in me to do my hair like that way. So I tried to get kind of secure at the roots. So at the end, I braided it down as far as I could, and then I'm gonna do this just to kind of smooth the hair together. It's not gonna unravel because this is natural hair, baby. It's not going nowhere, natural hair. All right, and so that is my first braid. Ooh, look at you. And it's, oh, the roots is secure. I got up in there with them roots. Ooh, I feel it. I gotta be careful with which way I lay the braids with these roots, okay? So I am going to probably come back to give you guys a progress check-in, at least on this first section. It is now 12:04. I'm not hungry, but I'm eventually gonna probably take a break to have lunch, to cook my lunch. And so that will probably play into the time as well. So a late start today because I was doing a lot of other stuff. That's why my makeup is done and everything. We gonna see about these mini braids. We're gonna see about the mini braids. Okay. An hour and 20 minutes, my friends, if I counted the time correctly. So this is how long we are in the braids. The ends are a little puffy. I might put a little product on them just to wet them down to smooth them, but I don't want to put product from the root to tip because I actually quite like it. Let's see if I can get a good shot of the braids. I'm liking them. I'm liking them very much. So over the shoulder, I know I'm wearing a black top, y'all, but getting some inches, getting a little bit of, you know, length going, which is why I didn't do them wet. Because I'm telling you, if I had done these on wet hair, the hair would be much shorter. My hair always, in twists and things like that, done on wet hair, always hangs shorter than my wash and go. So my hair is always short. So I'm going to continue on. I'm actually probably going to take a soup and potato break, get those started, and then get into the second section, probably stop halfway through, eat my food, and then move on because I did not stop to eat. So yeah, I'm excited, and I'll come back for the finishing touches. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just braiding myself into the perception of baldness. I feel like I have no hair. It's like you're gonna get length or thickness, but you cannot have them both. So this is my process so far. The entire back took me the Annie movie with Quvenzhané Wallis and Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz. I didn't know Cameron Diaz was in there, so when Cameron came on the screen, I was like, Cameron, what is you doing, girl? I was thrown off by Cameron being in there, but this is the progress that we're working with. Okay, and I will throw out here that I have layered hair. My hair is cut to be worn in its curly state, in its natural kinky, coily, whatever state. So I have layers. And so because of the layers, there's a lot of like extra ends left over. So I'm kind of like having to combine the hair and end it in twists, especially in the front. I didn't really have to do as much in the back, but it's just too much hair left unbraided because of the different lengths in my hair. Now the middle section, I always do this when I'm doing like twist or something like that. I always do this section separately, and I braid it to where, or twist it to where it's kind of going up like this, so that I can swing it around and wear it this way or wear it as a part and stuff like that without it looking like stuck in that particular shape or whatever. And so, and I'm also not going to part it going this way like I did for the other sections. I'm going to part it going from front to back. So it's kind of awkward. I sometimes will need an additional clip to secure the hair out of my way, or I put it behind my ear. And no, it's not perfectly straight because I don't get caught up on that. I might fix this though. Let me see. Come on across now. All right, somewhat, kind of. All right. This section seems so big, but it's gonna produce a braid that ain't half about nothing. All right, and then I'm gonna kind of braid it like towards the center of the section so that I can swing it around and part it however I want to. So you see how it kind of is like in the middle of that, so it can be worn whatever way. Alright, so see what we're working with now. I can do this hair over here, to the side like this. I can do it kind of to the back if I wanted to. It kind of just can go whatever way that I want it to. And then of course when I tie it down, it's going to kind of smoosh it a little bit as well. But I'm going to see how much longer it takes me to do these, because it's not as big of a section of hair as like the back and all that kind of stuff. So it shouldn't take an hour a piece like it did the back of my head. So, all right. So it took me exactly 5 hours to put these braids in, and I am very, very happy with the time, because I think that that is less time than it took me the first time that I did put braids this small in my hair. I am definitely going to get at least a minimum of 2 weeks out of these for my time, effort, and tears, okay? These gonna sit in my head, all right, honey? We not playing no games with you for these braids, all right? I'm actually impressed at how smooth they are, because usually, you know, see, like people at braid shops, they go through and they trim with scissors, which scares me when they do that, or they put a lot of foam and stuff like that. I didn't do any such treatments on these braids, and they look pretty tight. So we'll see how they last. I will be doing videos that are showing how I maintain this. I also will be doing a video on the takedown, because I know some of y'all are already thinking, okay sis, how is that going to come out of your hair? Like, is it going to be a lot of work to take it back out? And so I got you. Videos will be coming. But before the new videos come out, check out the old videos on my channel. I'm going to recommend some over here, and subscribe. I post videos every week, and I'll talk to you in the next one.